The left has made the worst of two worlds. On one hand, they have basically legalized stealing, saying it's okay to steal stuff up to a certain amount, nothing's going to happen to you. On the other hand, they're saying, hey, even if you are caught with stealing, we're not going to prosecute you. So put both of those things together, and you have, of course, a business-killing practice that is basically destroying liberal cities, specifically in California, from the inside out. And time after time, we see stories like this one where stores are going out of business.
Now, the Macy's store in San Francisco's Union Square is on the list of 150 stores scheduled to close in the next 2 years. San Francisco city leaders confirming that news. It comes after the retailer announced in a call to investors this morning that it was downsizing its Macy's brand.
Another blow to downtown San Francisco. The North Face store announced today that it's closing its Post Street store later this month. The outdoor retailer was founded in San Francisco back in 1964. And late this afternoon, the Chronicle reports that Zara is closing its Union Square store on Post Street as well.
Westfield Center in San Francisco calling it quits, and a lack of foot traffic is a big part of the problem. Nordstrom is pulling out of 2 downtown locations. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Meebeck.
And I'm Julie Hayner. It is the second time in as many days that a major retailer announces it is closing in a popular tourist spot on Market Street.
This is like the store for all the elderly in the neighborhood. They can walk over here. There's no stairs. Easy in, easy out.
It's not helping the black community. It's not helping the homeless. It's not helping us at all.
Tonight, it's the very real human cost of a neighborhood closure. The Safeway in San Francisco's Fillmore district is set to shut down, and the community says it's more than just a bag of groceries. Neighbors in the Fillmore and Western Addition neighborhoods are still angry tonight, saying if this plan goes through, it will have long-term negative implications on the city's black community.
As usual, bad policy has bad results, and we're seeing the consequences play out live in real time, specifically in San Francisco. All those stories were in the last few months, right? So in this bustling hub of supposed downtown San Francisco, one of the, hallmarks of the world, a popular tourist spot. What's happening? The stores are all closing down. And a lot of this, of course, is because of theft, which results in stores losing revenue, which means they can't stay open, which means they can't service the public. And now, of course, at the end, you can see that, yes, the public is now facing a particular tough spot when you have this whole idea of the grocery deserts, right? You can't get food. You can't get the commodities you need inside a certain walking distance. So these areas where people kind of get locked in now no longer have access to the food and the clothing, etc., that they might need. But of course, San Francisco has a solution for this problem. Rather than enforcing the rule of law and stopping crime and actually giving tax incentives so stores can remain open and actually bring new stores into the area, what are they going to do? They're going to say, okay, we're going to allow customers to sue stores that are closing. So if you have a store in your area that can no longer remain open, it can no longer turn a profit because of horrible policy that lawmakers on the left have passed down, all of a sudden those stores are going to get doubly screwed by allowing the people in the neighborhood to sue them for closing, right? If you can't service us and allow people to steal from your store in the process, then you, of course, will be taken to court. So down here, we can see that, in fact, stores throughout greater San Francisco have been closing for months. Major retailers have ditched the city, as well as pharmacies and grocery stores, all mainly due to crime and theft. But now, of course, the lawmakers want to allow residents to sue grocery stores for closing. So yes, all of this could come to an end tomorrow if they simply said, okay, here's some key areas where lots of theft, lots of crime is happening. We're going to arrest people and then prosecute them and throw them in jail. And then what will happen? You will watch crime plummet, because as we know, when you actually get criminals off the street, crime tends to go down. It makes common sense, right? Unless, of course, you are a progressive. So down here we can see from the New York Post, a pair of progressive San Francisco lawmakers are pushing a bill that would allow residents in crime-ravaged city to sue grocery stores that close up shop if they don't give 6 months notice. The proposal by San Francisco Board and Supervisors, members Dean Preston and Aaron Peskin, would require businesses to either find a successor grocer or work out a plan with residents in the neighborhood to ensure the availability of supermarket options. So, I mean, you can see the craziness there. Hey, our store is failing because we get robbed and we lose all of our profits. We can no longer pay our employees or the rent on the facility. So can we try to fool some other grocery store chain to coming in and taking over this horrible situation? Or rather, hey, we're closing down because we can't turn a profit, but somehow we're going to assure that people in the area can still get food. It makes perfect sense to me. All of this is completely fixable. How hard is it to just say, police, please get out there and do your jobs. Prosecutors, please get out there and do your jobs. But of course, to the progressive left, anyone who is stealing is obviously downtrodden, right? They are being oppressed by some magical, mystical, invisible force that stops them from not stealing. Grocery Store Protection Act, which is based on a proposal the board approved in 1984 that was vetoed by the San Francisco mayor Dianne Feinstein, comes amid a rash of retail theft fueled by the city's drug and homelessness crisis that has led to several business closures. At least back then, they were smart enough to not implement this plan, but nowadays, I'm willing to wager this is going to get passed, and all of these retail stores are going to be like, holy crap, we're closing up shop now before it actually takes effect. Whole Foods, of course, closed its Market Street locations last year after there were 568 emergency calls lodged in a 13-month period due to incidents such as vagrants throwing food, yelling, fighting, and attempting to defecate on the floor. How do you like that in your supermarket, right? Yeah, I'm going to go buy my food, the stuff I'm going to cook up for my kitchen and feed to my family. Oh, it's surrounded by human feces. San Francisco, the bastion of the West. At least 14 arrests were made at the location, and I'm sure there were 0 prosecutions. So as we've seen time and time again, the left tries to get away from the consequences of its horrible actions. The left is completely okay with ruining your life, my life, anyone's life to be sacrificed on the altar of the progressive agenda. As long as they're moving forward towards socialism and communism, they don't care about any of the consequences or any of the ramifications that people might face. They don't care about how miserable the lives of everyday average citizens are. So as usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.